Oh yeah. So we're gonna jump right into this, man. You know, first thing first about these endurance push-ups. It is very important to keep your breathing aligned. Breathe through your nose to start off, and if needed, you breathe through the mouth gracefully. Okay? Let's get it. 1 step, 2 step. You know? Another thing, if you notice how I go to the side like that, it's basically a way for me to switch the pressure of the push-up to allow the other side of my body to regain some level of relaxation. You want to keep continuing to switch when needed, and this makes it very easy to continue on with these endurance-based push-ups. Okay. You know, little background. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, mostly weightlifting. But this was something, these endurance-based training was something I always really wanted to get into. I just didn't know how to go about doing it. And the push-ups is where I first started off, which is really, you know, so I take these push-ups very serious, if you notice. You know what I mean? And if you guys notice, I'm going in increments of 10. So it'll make it a little easier for y'all to count along. So y'all know I ain't capping it. Ain't no capping this rap. 800 push-ups solid. You know, and if you notice, I never leave the push-up position, which makes it also much more challenging. This is not something just to display me doing this, but it's a opportunity for it's an opportunity for everybody to get a chance of seeing this in on video, you know, and to see how what I'm displaying could somehow better help your life. You know, that's all I'm trying to do out here. But yeah, let's jump right into it. There's plenty of ways to go about your fitness journey. Most people complain about having time to train, having weights. They think it's all about weights, but it's not just about weights. It's not just about weights. Push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, things like of this nature is we call this in the fitness world calisthenics, body weight training. If you really want to take it to the next level, the most important thing is to understand first and foremost, when you go over a set of 10 in the reps, we call a set of 10 as in you do 10 push-ups. You do anything more than 10 push-ups, that's called endurance. You're training your slow twitch muscle fibers, is what we call it in the fitness world. Anything from 1 to 10, fast, quick, that's called the fast twitch muscle fibers. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to get big, a lot of these girls out here, fellas trying to get hood, women trying to get thick, you know what I mean? You want to keep it in between 1 through 10 with your rep range. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's a lot of ways to go into it. Like I said before, I'm very passionate about helping people helping everybody first and foremost. But specifically, I really want to help people that live a lifestyle where they're very active. Maybe they got a boatload of errands to run, or they work, go to school, do a bunch of things. Like, this is the type of training you really want to make sure you incorporate so you can go a long time. You know what I mean? But yeah, jump right into it. I also want to jump into nutrition. I've been doing this vegan thing for about a year and a half now. First and foremost with that, I started off doing straight meat. Like, I grew up eating chicken, all the shit, you know what I mean? And most recently, like, 2 years ago, two and a half years ago, I started I moved to the pescatarian route. Pescatarian, like as in I only ate fish and vegetables and things of that nature. But once I got better with that nutritional plan, I figured like fuck it, I'm gonna just go straight vegan, which is a plant-based diet. I think a lot of people mix veganism with being a vegetarian. Vegetarians eat vegetables and fruits, for those who don't know, and vegans eat, or plant-based eaters, we still eat the regular shit. You know what I mean? We just the most important thing is we take the meat out, and we no dairy, no cheese, no nothing of that sort. But yeah, that's a little crash course for that. But why I bring that up is because when you want to get into this endurance type of lifestyle where you doing long hours, whether you want to just have a different, slimmer tone, and you want to have quicker results, is very important. Nutrition is key. Nutrition is key. There's people that work out. They've been working out the same time I've been working out, and it's a different physical result based upon what we eat. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's very important. Yeah. But like I was saying, yeah, it's very important to incorporate your nutritional plan when you're trying to really take it to the next level and go long and strong. You know what I mean? But all to say, yeah, that just put a period to that. I'm kind of everywhere, but I want y'all to take what fits y'all. I'm full of information when it comes to this nutritional and working out thing. I'm just trying to give y'all a better understanding and a wider range of information so y'all can see what best works for y'all. You know what I mean? But something else I want to talk about is that a lot of people think is not a problem, but sexual retention. People don't truly understand the power of sexual retention. We as people, as human beings, whatever you want to call it, on a natural level, we all trying to reproduce. You know what I mean? So on some deep shit, you know what I mean? When you have a understanding of that, and you have very good discipline when it comes to that, that also contributes to your performance through training. This is something that I had to learn as time went on, but like once I started really competing, like doing weightlifting and shit, like really going overseas and doing different shit, like for instance, like out here in California, I was going crazy. PWA record holder. And PWA, for people that don't know about it, it stands for Pacific Weightlifting Association. For Olympic weightlifting, we have a record set up, and I was like the highest. I had records, first place records and shit, while in California. You know what I mean? And different states, I had medals in different states and all the shit through nationals and all of that. But my whole point being is when I went overseas, bruh, my guy, like, nigga, there's people from everywhere. I've met people from China, from Germany and Italy, all to say. But I'm saying this to say it's levels to this shit. You know what I mean? And if you really want to get to that elite level, if you're an athlete, or if you just somebody that just want the best version of yourself, it is very essential to understand sexual retention. Sexual retention is key. Having a balance with that and understanding that it will affect your the way you recover. It will affect the how much endurance you have and all the shit. But yeah, I'm gonna move on from that. But what else? You know, of course, you already know about water intake. Our bodies is mostly water. For people that weren't aware about that, you know what I mean? I'm sure most people are, but it's super essential, bruh. It's super essential to rehydrate the body with water specifically. especially when you're talking about detoxing the body. Like the first thing I do when I get up, bruh, I drink hella water, and I do what I call a liquid fast. You know what I mean? You got to let your body cleanse out and detox and all this shit. And I also drink. Like I don't do the dairy. Since I don't do the dairy, if you thinking about going the vegan route, oat milk is very important to incorporate in your nutritional plan. Some people like almond milk and shit like that. I think oat milk is a better fit for me. But yeah, I'll do what I call a liquid fast. Only liquids in the morning to allow your body to detox and give your digestive system a chance to reboot. You know what I mean? It's very important because you literally can overwhelm your digestive system, and you wondering why your body don't perform as well. It's because your body's having a hard time breaking down the food and absorbing let me sit up. Yeah, your body is having a hard chance of breaking down the food and absorbing the nutrition. So it's very important to always make sure you give your body a chance, or your digestive system a chance to reboot itself, so your body can do a better job at separating all your nutrition and absorbing everything. Because literally, you eat too much, that's what leads to constipation. And to add to that, that shit can even make you sick. Like if your body is not getting rid of old food, you know what I mean? Like you gotta really think about that shit. When the shit that's sitting there fermenting and your shit, and you ain't letting it, you ain't letting all your walls and you ain't letting the shit go out. You know what I mean? So it's very important. That shit is mad essential to have that in order with your digestive system. Clean it out, let it go, so you can start brand new the next day. Every day you should have the cleanest body that you possibly can have to start out the day. Okay, you feel me? But yeah, so much. And what else? Niggas is freestyling, letting it just roll off the head, you know, because it's just so much information, but it's so complex yet so simple. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna jump right back into this video, critique a little bit. So like we at 310 right now. 310 right now. When you like me, like when I was at this this 310 push-ups, 315, 350, when I'm around that rep range, the most important thing is keeping yourself like entertained, my nigga, because the thought process is the most crucial thing, because eventually once you pass around 200 push-ups, like for me, I'm gonna tell my experience. Once I got to about 200, my body goes in autopilot. Like it's just the body kind of numbs out, and it's less about your body and more about your mental and the way you speak to yourself and the way you keep yourself entertained on your course to your goal. You know, so your mental state. That's the topic now. Let's talk about that. Your mental state. The type of things that I do, I make sure I count. That counting definitely helps. For some people, it counting kind of throws them off. So if you're a person that gets threw off from being in your head a lot, something I recommend is having a timer. Have a timer set up, or have a workout partner that counts for you, or any other method of that sort. But it's very important to make sure you keeping track at some level, so you can stay motivated. You know, that's just, you know, everybody's different. Just to put that out there, but that's just something I recommend personally. Another thing, like I make sure that I give myself like small rewards. So when you're under this amount of stress, like this is a high amount of stress. Like once you get to about 100, 200, 300, like it's getting pretty intense. Your nervous system is like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like that's why it's hella important to be like, all right, just keeping yourself motivated. Like, oh yeah, I'm everywhere, but I'm back. So look, so this is what I do when I get to about 200, 230, 240. I'll literally be like, once you hit 260, this is me talking to myself, bro. Once you get to 260, allow yourself to breathe through the mouth. Like, I keep that I let that be a reward to my body when I'm under this amount of stress. Cause when I'm starting off, I'm only breathing through the nose. You know what I mean? I'm inhaling directly from the nose, no breathing through the mouth. You know what I mean? And that gives my body a chance to build itself up and to have like a way to counter-react once my body is breaking down and getting tired. You know what I mean? So little stuff like this is real important. So when you breathe through the nose, it's going directly to your brain. You have to understand this. Even if you're a smoker, smokers know this. You know what I mean? I'm somebody that smoked weed a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Especially in my early 20s. You know that when you breathe, when you smoke and you going straight through the nose, the nose in and out. You know what I mean? You ain't doing no out the mouth exhaling, or not exhaling, but out the mouth pushing the smoke out. You understand that you get higher when you breathe through the nose. I know me personally, I get way more loaded when I'm going straight through the nose to the brain. That's the same thought process you want to have when you're doing breathing techniques while under this amount of pressure. Like breathe through your nose. Breathe through your nose. Allow your body to build up. And if your body is breaking down and you're starting to get really, really tired, then you breathe through the mouth. Because when you breathe through the mouth, it goes directly to the body to help you get more oxygen quicker. But if you're basically leading with that and you pushing up, you breathing through the mouth hella much, you're gonna dry up your throat first off, and it's you're gonna if you drying up your throat, you drying up everything, your whole body. It's just not you throw off your rhythm. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that's hella essential. You make yourself dizzy. Like, I've seen people literally fucking pass out in real life. You know what I mean? I've almost passed out doing weightlifting growing up, and understanding how important breathing through the nose is. You cannot, when you have this much pressure, you do not want to breathe through the mouth too much. That's why, like, if you ever heard of people hyperventilating, they breathe in very quickly through the mouth, and this can make you lightheaded. You know what I mean? So, for all people that are not aware about this, I highly recommend to start off breathing through the nose. You breathe through the nose, and so you build your strength up and all the shit. Keep going, and once you get to a certain amount that you're comfortable with, it doesn't necessarily have to be mine or whatever, just what you're comfortable with. You get to 40 push-ups, say that's the example. Breathe through your mouth a couple times on your 40th rep, and then switch from that and go right back to breathing through your nose. You know, this shit is very essential, bro. Very essential if you want to last a long time. You feel me? But look, okay, do I want to elaborate more on that? Maybe we'll come back to that. I know y'all noticed me working out without my shoes on. Understand that your feet hold a lot of heat. If you want your body to stay cool when you're under these intense pressure, I recommend you go to the feats. Everybody ain't the same, you know what I mean? I'm just throwing this out, and so I can give you guys better insight and understanding on why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Everything is very strategic. Everything is very strategic in this video. You know what I mean? Keep your feet cool. You know what I mean? For the fellas, make sure you wear. I recommend you wear boxers, things that keep your shit cool. You gotta keep your body cool. You know what I mean? Because your body's getting very hot, and the push-ups are. Once you get to these certain levels, I'm telling you, if you've done it, or if you've done anything that's been very intense, you understand me. You do not want your shit to be hot. And when I say your shit, I mean your feet, and you know what I mean, your body. I ain't gonna go all into that. You feel me? But keep your body cool. That's my main point. You know what I mean? Because it can cause a lot of problems at this level. It might not cause many problems when you're doing 10 reps, 5 reps, even 20 reps. But when you're doing 350, 450, when you up there, it's everything is essential. Every little detail is it's like putting a feather on the maximum weight that you can ever do, and you just throw a feather or you throw a dime on there. Everything is intense when you're at this high of a level. You know what I mean? Very essential. Okay. All right. So moving forward, to kind of deviate from the fitness a little bit, we're gonna give the fitness a break as far as speaking on that, and move into something else for the time being. But yeah, other than just the in the gym work and the working out, you want to make sure that you understand that this thing of success, of growing, whether it's physical growth, growth in life in different aspects, it's about, you have to be organized. It's an organized type of mentality. It's understanding that this is a lifestyle. This ain't just something you do at a certain time of the day. Like, this is literally a lifestyle. It doesn't matter where I am. Posture, your breathing, what you eat, the way you speak, the way you conduct yourself. Everything is affecting your whole. Everything that has to do with your body, your fitness, anything of this sort. This is something I wish somebody was humble enough and excluded my family. I already know they show me mad love and information. I learned a lot from my family. But speaking about people outside of family, like, a lot of people won't tell you this shit. You know what I mean? This is very essential information. You going about trying to grow, you need to become everything of that aspect, no matter where you are. This is a 24-hour job, or a 24-hour way of life. You know what I mean? And then you will have true results. You will elevate way quicker than you think. You know what I mean? But yeah, to go back into it, to go back into fitness and nutrition. I'll tell you that we talked about the do's, but now it's time to talk about the don'ts. Sugar. I do not eat sugar every day, bro. I do not eat sugar. Sugar is very fucking dangerous. Very dangerous. Dangerous for the system. We already know it's addictive. It can be very addictive and all to say, but it's very important to cut your sugar intake when you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to do this type of training, endurance-based training, or you're trying to build muscle, or whatever that has to do with the body. Cutting sugar out is very important. But Which brings me to another point. A lot of people be like, I know a lot of people heard that before, like, you want to be healthy, you need to cut out this and cut out that and cut out this and cut out that. You like, damn, what do I eat? Like, trust me, I understand. I've been in this situation of feeling like kind of lost with how I need to evolve my nutritional plan and the way I consume things. You know what I mean? And the best advice I can give anybody that has that same that's trying to figure that out too is to think about replacing things. Replace. You don't necessarily have to be like oh, I can't eat nothing sweet ever because sugar is bad and whoop. And it's just really about understanding, like, how do I replace this with something good? Take a bad habit, replace it with a good habit. You know what I mean? Because I like sweets a lot, especially since I cut out smoking. You know what I mean? Like, I've always loved sweets growing up and shit. And I was the little nigga gummy worms and all this, nigga, all of that. But I had cut out a lot of that, those bad foods, to be the best athlete that I could be when I was growing up. And now that it's more than just sports. This is about me being the best man I could be now, and I'm really like, this is serious, y'all. This is very serious. So instead of me being like, damn, I like sweets, I'ma cut out the sugar and I'ma just suffer. Instead of me being like, I'ma just suffer, I was like, okay, what can I replace it with? And fruits are very essential. If you're a person that like a lot of sweets and you're trying to replace things and to keep your sugar intake good, fruits are natural. You know what I mean? Take advantage. We all know about it. Everybody eat your fruits and vegetables. You know what I mean? If you don't like certain fruits, there's plenty of fruits out here. There's different things, but all to say that this stuff is very important. You know what I mean? It's very important. Oh yeah, that too. See, I'm thinking of shit while I'm saying that shit. You know what I mean? But look, when you eat fruits, understand that this is for when you're active, when you're very active. I don't recommend eating a lot of fruits if you're stationary and you're not doing anything, because fruits are it's still sugar, but it's natural sugar, and you don't want that shit just sitting on your stomach. You don't want it if you're not gonna move your body around and actually use that glucose in your body. You know what I mean? My main point being is to replace. If certain things that y'all eat is bad, think about how to replace it. You know what I mean? Replace it. You ain't gotta necessarily torture yourself. Just replace it with something better, you know? Which is something too. For all you smokers out there, smoke weed, you feel me? Anybody smoke weed, tree, whatever you want to call it. Something that's, I think consuming weed through liquid form and consumption. I think consumption of it instead of smoking it is like consuming it through edibles, liquid form. I think that's a healthier route, because it's not necessarily the weed that's bad, nigga. It's the smoke. There's no smoke. Is not supposed to exist, and it's not supposed to be in the body. You know what I mean? It's bad enough we already have CO2 build up, carbon. When we breathe out CO2, for anybody that don't know, we breathe in as oxygen. It's bad enough we have a lot of CO2 built up in the body alone, and gas and things like that. And now you're adding more smoke into your body, create more gases, unhealthy gases and pressure in your body, which is making you feel like you're more full than you really are. It's making you have pains that you never had, feeling funny pains. I remember growing up, I used to have especially when I smoked a lot, I used to have a problem, like a gas problem, like near my chest area on the left side. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it took me a long time to really figure out it was the gas buildup. Gas buildup. You have to get that out of your system. But I'm not saying this to down talk anybody smoking. Like I said, I was a smoker. You feel me? I'm just putting this out there just in case you're seeking better alternatives, or you didn't think that there was better alternatives out here. You feel me? And if you, and I know it's gonna be people that be like, fuck all that shit, I'm gonna stay smoking anyway. Okay, cool. For some, I got something for y'all too. If you gonna keep smoking, at least eat fruits. I recommend you eat fruits with it, and specifically an apple. Apples are fucking critical for helping you release gas. You gotta get the gas out your body, bro. Get the gas out your ass. You feel me? Get it gone. Very essential. You know what I mean? But yeah. Oh yeah, and tea. You gotta, when you smoke a lot, it's very important for you to take care of your throat health. You gotta drink tea. You gotta drink tea. You gotta get the mucus out. You gotta get all that shit. You don't want that shit to be in your throat like that, in the throat area, because it can create it causes throat cancer and shit like that. But yeah, all right, spinning off from that. Yeah, it's just a lot to it, but it's so simple. You know what I mean? And like I said, my point being with that again, to reconfirm everything I just said, replace. You don't have to torture yourself. Replace a bad habit with a good habit. Very essential. And things will move a lot more smoother. Which brings me to the next thing. There's a lot of healthy ways to stay relaxed. You know what I mean? You don't always have to consume things, or you don't always have to do those things. There's different ways you can go about doing that. And I want to recommend stretching. Stretching, so simple. Everybody know about stretching, but are you really stretching? You know what I mean? I'm talking about when, especially when I was competitively, I don't know why I don't know how to say that right now, bruh. Competitively, when I was doing a lot of competing with weightlifting, stretching was everything, bruh. This is before I was smoking. You know what I mean? So I had really no way to really relax my body consistently. It was always tough for me to relax. You feel me? But when I was introduced to stretching, and shout out to Romwod, ROMWOD. I'm sure they're out here still. It's an app, and this ain't no promotion or nothing like that. I just really like Romwod. They did a lot for my life when it came to relaxation and stretching and all that. It's key for to get deep stretching in, not just no quick stretch. Yeah, just in the morning yawning and shit and stretch. Not that. You need actual stretching time, because it allows your body to be in uncomfortable positions that you normally wouldn't be in, and you figuring out how to breathe better. Breathe better is very essential. Okay, you have to train. If you want to be a better performer physically and all the shit, you need to understand that you have to improve the way you breathe. Anything that helps you breathe better, because you gain more oxygen, and if you have more oxygen, you create more red blood cells, and if you have more red blood cells, you can perform better. You understand? So it says, yeah, that's what I want to say about that. You know what I mean? Breathe better. Figure out a way to breathe better, and a way to do that organically, very naturally. If you're not a person that smokes, consuming, you don't like the tea, you don't do all of that, just stretch. Deep stretch. At least 15 to 30 minutes. You know what I mean? And allow yourself a chance to lay down and chill. And that laying down and chilling and stretching segues into the next topic I want to talk to y'all about, which is taking naps. Bro, take a nap. You know what I mean? You're red at the eyes, bro. Take a nap. Sis, you angry. Take a nap. You know what I mean? It's very important to take naps. You have to, when you take a nap, look, food only could do so much for your body. You know what I mean? Food and water. I mean, it of course is king. You know, of course it does a lot for the body, but it's not. You have to allow the body to shut down. You know what I mean? I believe it's called nitric oxide that you develop in the brain when you're resting. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you have to recover that. You know what I mean? And sometimes we don't all have time to sleep 8 hours. I know that was the recommendation when being a kid. That was always what I heard. You know, sleep 8 hours and that's all you need and you're good. But that's not realistic if when you coming from poverty. You hustling, you on your grizzly. You know what I mean? You're trying to grow and get at it. You're not. Most people that I know me personally, I sleep 4 hours a day. You know what I mean? 4 hours a day. And 5 hours if I'm lucky. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to say about that. Take naps. And that leads to the next topic I want to talk about to kind of build off of that with sleeping is I genuinely believe, and matter of fact, I confirm that, I stamp that. The cleaner that you eat, the less you have to sleep. Say it with me. The cleaner you eat, the less you have to sleep. You feel me? When you wanna hustle, you wanna get at it. You wanna get at it like an addict. You feel me? You have to take care of your body better, eat the right shit, so you can sleep less, so you can keep getting at it like an addict. Understand? Okay. All right. Cool. We already 36 minutes in. You feel me? I like where this is going right now. I like where this is going. But let's keep going at it. Oh yeah, that's something I want to talk to y'all about. I talked about the liquid fasting. But fasting, the no food, no water fasting. For people that do no food, no water fastings, because I've done those too. I do those too. But it's you want to be very careful with those. I remember one time, bro, I did a no water, no food fasting. Like I was outside and damn near almost passed out in my car, bruh. I swear on everything, bruh. Damn near almost passed out. I had to pull over, drink hella water. Was dumping myself in water and shit. It was that critical. It is very important. You doing fastings of any sort, have your food prepared for right when your fasting ends and time your fasting. If you're going to do a fasting for 2 hours, you feel me, 3 hours, whatever, make sure you time that because your body, for people that aren't aware of fastings, everybody's been hungry before. So everybody understands fasting at some level. But for those who make this a practice, you want to have food on hand like right now. You know what I mean? You want to have food as soon as your fasting ends. You want to have access to food on like already ready. I'm not talking about like I'm gonna go get some food after my fasting or I'm gonna go get some water. And something might happen in between you getting to the food or getting to the water and you and your fasting and you on a freeway and it's traffic and you fuck around and pass out. You know what I mean? I stay in Sacramento. It gets hot. You feel me? It gets HOT, 100 degrees plus. You feel me? So that's something I definitely recommend to all of y'all. Fasting is very essential. It taught me a lot about appreciation. You know what I mean? You think life is bad until you don't eat. You know what I mean? And you're not eating and you like, fuck, like, okay. You You know what I mean? Like, life could be worse. Life could be a lot worse. I do a lot of, and also when I'm fasting, I live life regular. I'm doing regular stuff still. I'm still working, and it just gives me a better understanding of how the body operates without food. When your body goes into these fasting states, for those who don't know, it basically, like, it's like an error. Like, it's like, okay, fuck, there's no food in here. I'm the body right now. I'm talking. I'm the body. So y'all bear with me. Follow me here. I'm the body right now. Oh shit, there ain't no food in here. You know what I mean? Oh, there's no water either. Okay, so we gonna pull from this muscle, and we're gonna take from that, and we're gonna take from this. You know what I mean? To give to our main organs, because so the body, we don't shut down. You know what I mean? So that's basically what your body is doing, and you have a second reserve of energy after the first energy is depleted. So don't think just because you fasting and you hella hungry and it's like you got so hungry. I know mostly everybody experiences when you got so damn hungry, your shit growling and it just stopped growling. You're like, damn, I ain't even, like, I'm so damn hungry, I don't even feel it no more. That's when shit is scary and can get dangerous, and that's what you want to eliminate, because your body will be like, okay, I ain't got no food right now, so I'm gonna just replace the lack of food with air. So your body builds up hella pressure in the body, in your stomach, and you're like, okay, so you think you ain't hungry, but you really is hungry. I learned a lot of this shit being high. You feel me? Clearly, you know what I mean? You be out here, you have to like remind yourself to eat consistently, or it literally affects everything. You wonder why you mad. You wonder why your head hurts randomly, and you fucking not feeling as sharp, or you stuttering and you never stutter, and things like you have to make sure you replace the lack of nutrition on time. That's my main point right now. Fasting is very important. It teaches you a lot, like I said, about life and appreciation. It makes your body perform. It helps your body do better. Like when you're like, for instance, like when you do work out, your body will perform better when it has a lack of food, because you've trained your body in fasting states. You know what I mean? Like, you've trained your body to be very hungry and understand how to operate, and your body is getting a chance to detox shit. Wait, that's something else, man. I'm glad it's all coming together. See, it's in there. It's in there. I'm just getting it out. You know what I mean? But look, when you're fasting, detox is another very important thing that you're doing. You're purging everything out. You have to let old food out. Like, you gotta think about that. That shit be nasty. You feel me? Like, anybody out here, like me personally, I'm a germaphobe. I hate dirt. Like, I get dirty, don't get it twisted, because I work a lot, my lifestyle, how I move, but I'm not into being dirty. You feel me? Like, I'm talking about inside and out. When we talking about being clean, and so we have to allow our bodies and our stomachs a chance to detox. You feel me? You gotta detox the body, and you do that through fasting. You feel me? And you'll get better and stronger with your breathing too. To go back to the breathing, remember we talked about that. Ways to improve your breathing. Fasting helps your breathing. Fasting helps your breathing because you're altering your nutritional state, so your body is forced to adapt. You know what I mean? So you have a different breathing pattern, and it improves your breathing when you replenish your body with the food and water and all the shit. Very key. Okay. You feel me? We getting somewhere. I like this. But yeah, bruh. Yeah. Where we at? 760 right now? 760? Let me see if I'm shaking or anything. if I'm sweating or anything. I don't see no sweat yet. I do be dripping sometimes when I first start doing this, cause that too. Don't think I just came straight out the gate doing all this shit and I did this much push-ups. No, not at all. My journey doing this, I started first off with 40 push-ups. So I went to it straight to do the most I can do, right? I just started doing it when I first started doing it. And I landed on 40. I'm like, damn, okay, cool. Like, and when I stopped at 40, it was like I could do more, like maybe 15 more, but it's not what I learned about. Like when I was younger, I was hard-headed. Like we do what we call maxing out. Like anybody that's a real fitness gym rat, you feel me, is what we call it. Anybody that really been in the gym, they understand the max out. This is when we turn up and we do the absolute best we can do, and we burn our body out. You know what I mean? This is like shit you do when you little, you feel me? Because there's problems that can arise when you're doing this shit every day. You know what I mean? That's some young shit, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But yeah, what was my point there? Yeah, burning out, maxing out. What was I getting at right there? I'll think about it again. It'll come back. But look, when you're burning your body out every day, you won't feel it the next day. When you talk about soreness, most people don't feel the soreness the next day. They feel it 2 days after. And what we call this in the fitness world is delayed offset muscle soreness. We call it the slang term for it. We call it DOMS. But like, bro, you got the DOMS. And you didn't got the delayed offset muscle soreness. And this is basically your body reacting to something you did a couple days ago, 2 to 3 days ago. And you thinking, oh, I ain't sore, so you keep going. Oh, I ain't sore. I'm gonna go tomorrow. Do the same thing tomorrow. Oh, yeah. As soon as you hit day 2, day 3, the DOMS kick in. DOMS. The DOMS kick in. You know what I mean? This is critical to understand because I don't know about y'all, you feel me? But I'm very busy. You know what I mean? So when I can't afford to be sleepy at weird times. You know what I mean? Random times where I shouldn't be sleepy. When I'm at work, at school, or doing anything else that's important. You know what I mean? You wanna control this by making sure you don't overwhelm your nervous system, because that's what's happening. When the nervous system gets too overwhelmed, it'll basically start shutting down. That's why you want to make sure you get sleep and things like that. But that's something important to think about, and to not max out every day. Now I remember what I was gonna say 30 seconds ago. All right, cool. You don't want to max out every day. I was stopping at 40 push-ups. You feel me? I was stopping at 40 push-ups and not going up when I could go up because I wanted to eliminate the DOMS. You know what I mean? I wanted to make sure my body didn't go into this state of a shutdown when I couldn't afford for my body to shut down. You see what I mean? But yeah, I want to talk to y'all a lot more. Had a lot of fun discussing this. And until next time, please do like and subscribe. I'm new on this YouTube thing. There'll be plenty more of content. Y'all give me insight, please. And thank you for watching. If you know, Cho the King. Chicken chasing children. Yeah.